What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Folks, we're going to check out another gigapan, but we're going to take a certain part of it and dissect it. Now, one, I'm going to show you that the sky is, in fact, being manipulated and censored out. And two, I'm going to show you what looks like a huge debris field, which could have been structures at one time. Now, in this photo, or the piece of the gigapan that I've taken, I need you photographers to check this out as well and tell me what you think about this background. Now, once you see this, I think you're going to be pretty well convinced that these are not just simple hills or buttes laying in the background. Let's just get right into it, shall we? And you can see right here, this is another pan done by Neville Thompson. Thank you, Neville Thompson, for your work. We appreciate you. And you can see right here the description of the MSL 1301 to 1302 M34 Knockloff Plateau. And of course, it is a PDS. He tries to work in PDSs because they're the better quality, right? Now, you can see it right here is uploaded January 7th, 2021, okay? Now, they do have a few things marked off right here, and you can see that. And you guys will be able to check this out yourself. I don't see a whole lot in here that's, that I probably would have jumped all over, but some people are seeing other things that I'm probably not seeing, right? My interest is in this area here. Let's just back out. Back here. All these so-called buttes, right? Now, if you come over here, I'm really kind of fascinated by the way this cutout here is, right? You have what looks like an island right here. Looks like water recently flowed through here. And of course, you can see this right here. This is pretty interesting. This kind of decayed rock or weather-beaten rock, whatever that is, almost looks like steel if you ask me. It's just eroded and just a weird shape of that period. Because if you look in the back here, right here, I'll put it right in the middle here of the screen. Look at the way that's nice and smooth. That looks metal to me right there. Like it's just rotting metal, or it's encrusted, right? One of the two. Pretty interesting if you ask me. That's just pretty cool. Now, again, where we're going to look at it is right here. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I believe this is a whole darn city, and they were structures that have simply collapsed. If we go to here, have a look at the hill right here. It just looks like a bunch of junk has fallen down from it. Okay? And go over here. Look at the lines, these horizontal lines right here. Okay? And you can see some things right here that kind of ghosted out right in this area. I'm going to put it right in the middle of the screen, right there. How it looks like there's straight pieces, what looks like platforms or something, but right there, right? But it gets even better. We have curvatures right here on the land, right here on the right-hand side in front of this so-called other butte. Also take note of this one. You'll see that you have this what looks like a hood type thing right here, and then it goes down, but it doesn't stop there, folks. It keeps going down all the way down to here. And you're going to see this. This is just weird. All of this light tan area right here, that's complete manipulation. All manipulation, hiding what's really in this photo. And you can see some things like right in the middle of the screen, these weird shapes and stuff like that. See that? Here. This one here is just pretty darn cool if you ask me. I'm looking at this area here alone. Folks, just pause it. Just pause it right here. Look at the stuff that's scattered about here. Take your time when you pause it and just have a look. I find it interesting because what looks like a roof extending outward, and you can see this weird curvature of this piece right here. Let's just get right into this photo in Photoshop and have a better look, shall we? All right, you can see the photo right here. Now, before we get into any of these enhancements, let me just show you a couple of things I've done to this photo to bring out this background. And folks, I'll be truthful with you. You don't have to do a whole lot. Look at right here in this area alone. Look in the back. See the pinkish area? And what you're going to see is that there's actually looks like brush marks doing this on this back of this photo. I can see it right here without doing anything to it. Let me just back up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see the two darker ones here on the right. The first filter I did was just bring up the saturation. The second one I did was take the stock photo and kept adjusting the contrast and then bringing down the brightness. Here's the first one, just bringing up the saturation. Check this out. Look at the background here, folks. What is going on here? That's painted marks. But what really intrigued me was what's right here. Okay? There's something standing in this background. What you're seeing down here is only partial, right? This area down here. Now, let's do it the other way. Now, this is just bringing up the contrast 3 or 4 times and then bring down the brightness, right? And you can still see these marks right here. These are paintbrushes as far as I'm concerned. Again, notice the pink areas right here. Nothing has changed. You can see that. Those shapes are still there. I believe there's structures in this background. You can see it right there. But there's your proof that these are actually being manipulated, these backgrounds, 100%. Yeah. This one actually stands out better, but you can also see it in here too. Notice the shapes, the pink shapes there. Then of course it's like more of an orangey, burnt orange there. It's still there, folks. So right off the bat, proof that the backgrounds are being messed around with. That's all there is to it. Now when you go to the other hills back here, check this out. Look what they've done. They went right into the mountainsides. And of course the mountains change because they're already like a tan color. You put what looks like almost like a pinkish purple color here, goes into the brown, and ends up with this other weird color. See it? Right there? So there's your proof as far as I'm concerned, the background being manipulated, right? And that, I believe there's something else more here. Okay, so let's get into this. This is a stock photo. Now let's use Photoshop to clean it up a little bit. Let's look at the background. Pause it anywhere, folks. I'm just going to go from left to right. Pause it right here. Have a look at some of the weird lines in the sides of these hills. Like so, right here. Horizontal lines right here. This area right here I find interesting. It's going like this, here, and this has like a curvature to it. And then you have what looks like almost like an overhang sticking off this. And you can see the shadow underneath it. Okay? Now when we brighten this up, you're going to see things that look like pipes and framework. It also looks like there's pieces right here, like they're sticking out from way back here and holding this rooftop up. And you're going to see that a little bit better too. Notice how flat this area is back here if we zoom into it. And also take note of what looks like shapes. In other words, there's pieces in here that to me are just simply not natural. Back out. Now I'm going to do just the mountains here. And we'll have a look. All right. Now let's jump into this. Have another look. Pause it right here, folks. Take note of several things. This, all this junk down here. These squares and these shapes down here. Pieces that look like this here. I'll put this in the middle of the screen, right there. What looks like overhangs, right? Again, take note of things like this hood I showed you earlier. Notice how this is doing this. Kind of comes down, but it doesn't stop there. But this looks more constructed here because it's doing this. You guys can see that. I'll get rid of these lines right there. That does not look natural. Just pause it anywhere, folks, and have a look. Especially this area right here. This, to me, is pretty interesting. Seeing things like this area. See that? Look at these black pieces in here. Again, this overhang. Okay? All right. Let's back out. I'm going to go black and white. I'm going to have another look. Get rid of the colors that can fool with your eyes. Again, folks, have a look at this stuff right here. Notice how we get like this little arch type shape up here on this so-called butte. These lines here that look square within a square, okay? Just weird shapes, period, right? Here, again, it looks like this hooded piece, but this stuff is actually coming down. Look at all the lines in here, all the shapes, things that just simply don't make sense. You got what looks like something's doing this. Almost echoes that same shape up here. Again, this area up here, completely censored out. I believe these are much taller, and it echoes it from seeing right here. And these objects in the background may be way off. I don't know. But you can see that, right? Have a look at that. Check that out. Now you can see underneath this ledge, we brightened it up right here. Notice the pieces in this area. Again, what looks like a ledge going across, they look like pipes or supports. Sticking out to hold this thing up. Pieces down here. I mean, folks, there's tons of this stuff in here, right? We have a lot of these horizontal lines. Okay, you can see something's actually inside here, right here. Again, looks like another overhang type thing. Right on here, you can see a shadow right there coming out, right there. Folks, this is just cool. This down here, I said there was a curvature of these things like this. Okay, see these pieces in here. Just really weird stuff. And again, it doesn't stop here at the top of these so-called buttes. There's much, much more to this. And again, pause it right here. I think this mound here in the back alone screams junkyard. That's what I think. Now, let me show you the whole thing, because I do this area as well. Let's have a look. All right, here's the colored version of that. Now, folks, just have a look at this. I'm going to go to like about 35% roughly. Okay, and folks, have a look. Left to right. But again, the color will fool your eyes, right? We're trying to avoid that. It's not so easy. Now, I'm going to go black and white, and then we're going to do it again, this time right to left. I mean, check that out, folks. Look at this. This, to me, in my opinion, is a city, and we're seeing remnants of it. But this is not only it. Again, we can go back to the censored sky and see things in the top here. And again, to reiterate, look at these paint marks. How does that happen? And funny enough, in this background, we can see, extending above the ground, it looks like other structures, or these continue on. And what they did is they put like a cap on these to make it look like they're simple buttes and nothing more. Two things that happen. Either these are much larger or these are in the background. One of the two. Again, photographers, weigh in on this. Let me know what you think. Again, I can see this no matter which way I do this in the sky. I can see these brush marks or marker marks or whatever it is they're doing. Clearly, this doesn't look like something that's done by AI. This looks like something a human's done. Let me show you the whole colored version right here. Just going to back out just a little bit. So pause it right here. Have a look. Take your time with it. Scan over this with an eyepiece or a magnifier. And now, here's the black and white right there. Pause it right here. Have a look, folks. And there you go. Folks, I said it before. I'll say it a million times. The background has been fooled with and it's been censored out. Some people don't believe that. But here's proof. You can see what looks like brush marks or marker marks. That's not something a computer or AI would do. That looks like something done by human hand. Of course, you guys weigh in. I see what's more dense manipulation, and you can see what looks like things just over the horizon. Is it those so-called buttes that continue on and that they're much taller, or are they in the background? It's anyone's guess. But something's being hidden in that sky, and you can see that. But just that alone, just look at the mountains. It looks like junk has just collapsed down on itself off these taller structures, and this junk has fallen down. It looks like a large city or all kinds of stuff spread out in that background right down in that lower area. What could it be? To me, in my opinion, looks like structures that had been decimated. Of course, you guys leave your comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm always curious to hear what you got to say. Don't forget to like and share the video. Is always appreciated. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that YouTube shares it. Folks, got some more crazy ones coming up, so stay tuned for that. More Moon, more Mars. You guys will like what's coming up, so stay tuned. Anyway, thanks for watching. Always appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.